Imagine waking up to a royal decree that changes your destiny forever. The story begins with Attorney Sterling being jolted awake. A decree has just been announced. Edward Lancaster, loyal and filial, is named Crown Prince. For Isabella, this should have been a triumph. She spent years by his side, healing his body, winning over nobles, and sacrificing her own identity as the Princess Regent of Eldoria. She dreamed of revealing her true heritage and returning home in glory. But the decree carries a second blow. While Edward is elevated, Isabella is demoted, reduced to a mere consort. Worse, Charlotte Whitmore, daughter of the royal general, is declared crown princess. Isabella's heart shatters. She realizes Edward knew all along. He tries to soothe her, claiming marriage to Charlotte secures his position. He insists Isabella should be grateful for her title as consort. But Isabella sees the truth: she was used, discarded, and betrayed. Edward believes Isabella's love will keep her tethered. He thinks a few sweet words will coax her back, but Isabella is no ordinary woman. She reflects bitterly. She left her homeland, disguised herself as a healer, cured Edward's illness, and fought for his future. And now, she's despised for her lowly status. Her inner voice is sharp: blinded by love, you get killed. I am the legitimate royal daughter of Eldoria. A mere crown prince of a tiny kingdom is beneath me. Isabella decides she will walk the path the original host abandoned. She will reclaim her dignity, her throne, and her power. Charlotte Whitmore wastes no time flaunting her new title. She demands Isabella kneel in respect, but Isabella refuses. Her maid Lydia defends her fiercely, striking back when Charlotte's attendants insult her. The palace erupts in chaos. Charlotte cries for justice, Edward scolds Isabella, and nobles whisper about her defiance. Isabella, once gentle, now spits venom. Edward Lancaster, you are spoiled, ungrateful, and treacherous. You will be struck by lightning for your betrayal. Edward, shaken, threatens divorce. Isabella seizes the chance. She demands a clean break before returning to Eldoria. For her, divorce is not shame, it's liberation. Flashback: years earlier, Edward was a dying duke, abandoned by servants. Isabella healed him, stood by him, and gave him strength. He swore eternal devotion, vowing lightning would strike him if he betrayed her. Now, those vows lie in ruins. Isabella realizes her devotion was wasted. She sacrificed power for love, only to be discarded. Her resolve hardens. She will return to Eldoria, inherit the throne, and make the world see her true worth. But divorce is unprecedented in royal marriages. Edward refuses, claiming it's absurd. Isabella counters: if there is no precedent, I will be the one to set it. She insists on official papers to sever ties. Without them, Edward could exploit her true identity later. She will not leave loose ends. Charlotte and her brother Charles Whitmore escalate the conflict. They demand Isabella's maid Lydia be punished with 20 strokes for insubordination. Edward, torn between decree and loyalty, orders Lydia to apologize. Isabella refuses. She declares Lydia owes no apology. When guards attempt to seize her, Lydia reveals her martial prowess, defeating soldiers with ease. The Whitmores are stunned. Isabella's household is far stronger than they imagined. Just as tensions peak, debt collectors arrive. Charlotte Whitmore has amassed staggering debts: 27,000 taels of silver, buying jewelry, ornaments, and luxuries. Her brother Charles is humiliated. Military funds are tight, and accusations of embezzlement loom. The Whitmore family's honor crumbles. Isabella watches with satisfaction. The crown prince's chosen bride is drowning in scandal. The nobles whisper, perhaps Edward's judgment isn't so wise after all. Summoned to the palace, Isabella faces the queen. The queen urges her to accept her role as consort, to support Edward alongside Charlotte. But Isabella refuses. She demands divorce, reminding the queen of a past promise to grant her a favor. The queen is shocked. Divorce has no precedent. Isabella challenges her: if there is no precedent, then let me be the first. In less than 10 days, you will gladly grant me a divorce. The queen sees this as insolence, but Isabella's defiance plants seeds of doubt. Behind the scenes, Isabella prepares her return to Eldoria. Letters dispatched, debts collected, allies summoned. The cavalry waits at the border. She reflects: once blinded by love, now awakened by betrayal. She gave Edward everything. He repaid her with treachery. But Isabella is no victim. She is Princess Regent, heir to a throne greater than Ardinia's crown. Her ambition is vast, her resolve unbreakable. Edward clings to his title, but doubts grow. He realizes Isabella is no ordinary healer. Her markets, her relief for the poor, her skilled maid all reveal hidden power. He orders investigations, but it's too late. Isabella is already beyond his grasp. The crown prince gains a throne, but loses the woman who made him. Through betrayal, humiliation, and scandal, Isabella emerges stronger. She no longer seeks Edward's love. She seeks justice, dignity, her rightful throne. Her words echo, "All my devotion was fed to the dogs. Once I return to Eldoria, I will make them all see me in a new light." Envoys arrive in Ardinia, bearing both courtesy and menace. They speak politely of feasts and hospitality, but their words carry sharp edges. They question why a royal lady, Isabella Sterling, married to Edward, was allowed to travel abroad alone. They insist exceptions can be made to save a life, but demand Isabella herself agree to accompany them back to Eldoria. Edward tries to smooth things over, but the envoys refuse to accept his word. They want Isabella's consent directly. Summoned to the hall, Isabella refuses. She will not appear without divorce papers. Isabella counters with new conditions: divorce papers, apologies from generals, and even the queen herself begging forgiveness. She will not be bullied. The queen balks at Isabella's demands. How could a monarch beg a physician-turned-consort? Yet Eldoria's envoys insist, without Isabella, war will come. Edward resists divorce, clinging to love and pride. But his father, the king, sees the truth. Ardinia cannot withstand Eldoria's army. The divorce decree must be written. Edward hesitates, remembering vows of nuptial wine, promises of forever. But betrayal has already broken those vows. He stamps the seal. Isabella is free. When Isabella signs the divorce papers, she declares, "Next time we meet, we will be strangers." Then comes the revelation. She is not merely a healer. She is Grand Princess Isabella of Eldoria. The envoys bow, soldiers salute, voices boom, "Long live your highness." Edward reels. The woman he despised as unworthy was the very princess whose power sustained him. His schemes, his rise, his survival, all thanks to her hidden hand. The court gasps. The despised consort is revealed as royalty. The tables turn. Isabella does not stop at divorce. She presents bills, 3 cities as payment for saving Edward's life, and 8 million taels of silver for secretly supplying Ardinia's borders. The court protests. Rivergate Fortress is vital. But Isabella is firm. She gave mercy already. Those cities will become her people, protected under Eldoria. Edward pleads for mercy. Isabella replies, "I gave you a chance to part on good terms. You refused. This mess today, you brought on yourself." The envoys back her demands. Ardinia must comply or face destruction. Envoys mock Ardinia's hypocrisy. Once they called Isabella unworthy. Now they beg her to be queen. They propose Edward marry into Eldoria, bringing Ardinia as dowry, becoming her concubine. Edward protests. He is crown prince, future king. But the envoys laugh. Monarchs have harems. Why not him? Edward's pride crumbles. He is offered titles of minor consort, concubine, nothing more. The man who betrayed Isabella now begs for scraps of dignity. Outside the city, Eldoria's 100,000 cavalry encamp. Their voices thunder, their presence undeniable. Ardinia scrambles. Edward clings, begging, but her eyes are cold. She is no longer the healer who saved him. She is the princess who will rule Eldoria. The envoys escort her, soldiers chant her name. Ardinia's palace echoes with defeat. Edward realizes too late, the woman he betrayed was the key to his survival. Without her, he is nothing. Edward gains a crown but loses everything. Because Isabella Sterling is no longer bound by love. She is bound by destiny. And destiny bows to her.